Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to episode 3 of the Clan Breakdown, Angel Feather. Today we're going to talk about the trigger options we have in Angel Feather. So far, we have 6 triggers, 1 heal, 2 crits, 2 stands, and 1 draw. Now, I wish the Angel Feathers had more draws because the deck really does need that advantage gain. But let's go over all of them and we'll see which ones we want to run or not. First off is the heal trigger. Generic stable on every deck. More so in Angel Feathers because this is a Lozenge Magus copy. When you ride over it, you can call it to rear guard, and when you boost with it, it's a 6k booster, and it goes back to deck afterwards. The concept of having a reusable heal is good, but not only the fact that it goes back into deck when you check into it, you can always grab it back from your damage zone, call it, and then keep cycling it out. So essentially, it's an infinite heal because if you don't guard with it, it'll always find its way back to the deck. It's very effective, but you don't always want to send it back in case if you need more defensive, more defensive shields. Very good card. Always run it. Highly recommend it. And then we have our 2 criticals. We have Rocket Dash Unicorn, which is just a vanilla critical, which really does nothing except become a trigger. And then we have Critical Hit Angel. Let me see if I can focus it. Yeah, there we go. Critical Hit Angel. She's part of a series. Every new clan's been getting these kind of cards. It's very good. Basically, you can call it to field, put it into your soul, and choose up to one of your Angel Feathers, and it gains 3,000. Whoa, tired. Anyways. So this card is very effective because you can have a Barbiel, for example, backed by a Bethnal. Put this, give the 3 kick to the Barbiel, it automatically becomes a 21 for the turn. So it's good for those finishing game pushes and just big pushes in general. If you're going to run criticals, I highly recommend running Critical Hate Angel over Robot. Remember, you don't have to use the option, but it's always just a good option to have. Next up, we have our draw trigger, which is the only one. Bouquet Toss Messenger. Nothing special about her except that she's a draw trigger. Very good. I believe that you should run draw triggers in every Angel Feather build because they do need that acceleration. By themselves, they're not too good. Honestly, like I said, I wish I had more draw triggers because the criticals are fine, but they need more draws to go through the deck. Man, yawning. Anyways, to go through the deck faster. And then we have 2 sets of stand triggers. This is really weird. Angel Feathers aren't aggressive enough to run stand triggers. And honestly, I only run 2 in my build simply because of the special effect. But let's go over them first. Aurora Rainbow Pigeon is, again, just a generic trigger. Does nothing except become a trigger and a 10k shield. 5k, very good. And then we have a Happy Bell No CL. The first part of the No CL series. Very simple effect. When you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, it gets a special effect, which is call it to rear guard, shove it to soul, and then do a hand to damage swap. Very good toolbox option, not always needed to be used because you do lose a 10k shield, but it's very good. If you're going to run stand triggers, run the no CL before anything. So yeah, alright, now let's talk about the lineup. For example, like I already said earlier, you always want to run heals, so that's out of the question. Alright. Angel Feathers, they're also very, they're a defensive deck, but they can also be very aggressive. So if I were you, I'd run the critical triggers, maybe just at least 4. You can run a balanced set of triggers, which is 4 heal, 4 crit, 4 draw, and 4 stand. If that's what you prefer, I actually prefer this layout for starters. If you're starting to build Angel Feathers and you want to use those cards, go for the balanced trigger setup first, and then kind of, change it to your personal needs. Personally, I find that 7 critical, 3 draw, and 2 stand, as awkward as that is, it does work out because those stands, I don't really use them, but I use them for the no seal factor. They're always just good to have there. The most generic one you can find is the 8 critical, 4 draw, and 4 heal. That's what a lot of decks like to be ran at first. But like I said, just go for go for your own personal opinions, how you feel it should be ran. If you want to be more aggressive, of course, run the critical triggers to pressure your opponent to guarding more. The draw triggers, like I said, I feel this is a staple in Angel Feather trigger sets because you do need to accelerate through the deck very fast. You do have Adris and stuff like that, but it still doesn't go as fast as you could with a draw trigger. So it's always good to get that free +1 on draw on the check. So yeah, and then here's the debate. When you really think about it, you're better off with the critical triggers rather than the stands, simply because Angel Feathers don't focus on having a big field. At most, I'll have the Vanguard with maybe 2 boosters there, 2 rear guards, and they'll be swinging alongside the Vanguard. But stand triggers aren't too important because the Angel Feathers don't have too many aggressive options. The only aggressive options they really have are the grade 3s and 2 of the grade 2s, which is okay, but most of the utility cards you'll need have very low power. So stand triggers, you can run them, but I feel like they're not needed because the deck is very weak in a sense. So the critical triggers will allow them to add that pressure instead of being outguarded and iron walled the entire time. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little trigger overview. Next up, I'll be going over the Angel Feather builds you can make. There's 3 main ones, and yeah. So stay tuned for episode 4. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.